everybody. I've been told by camera person to work on my people skills, so to tell you what you're going to expect today. We're at the White Memorial, not far from the boat launch across the street, and you're going to see some really nice teepee structures today, and just really unusual structures on one side of a path and then not. Let's have a good time. The autumns are just about to peak. I'm feeling fashionable, you know. I'm feeling downright sexy out here. So again, we're not saying it's Squatch, but it's Squatch. So we're here in White Memorial. Bantam River's right over there. This is the boat launch. We are right here. All right, so we're gonna cross the street right here, and today we're gonna get up into this area and just see what we find. You see we got a lot of water, so we'll see where the path takes us. We'll just get in there, because you know what, we know what it's all about. It's about getting out there, but if you don't go, you don't know. All right, everybody, so we know you got a $5 reward if you capture a Bigfoot, but you have to tackle it. You can't shoot it. You have to apprehend it and bring it to us. And if you do get hurt, okay, you get a CCIS purple heart. And everybody wants one. So we'll chain this up and make a necklace for you. You know what, and here we are, and it's not even peak foliage yet. And, you know, the camera person wants me to look this way, but I'm like, hey, I want to see too. Wildlife. Just hear the insects and birds. We're right here, and it looks like we're going this way, and yeah, let's see what we find. See, that's a juvenile garter snake. Beautiful. It's natural. It's just naturally occurring. So I don't want, you know, you watch the videos and say, oh yeah, every fallen tree is a structure. If you look at it, we never say definitively yes or no, but I can say definitively that is just a fallen tree. It's old and it just fell over, but it's beautiful because you got a clearing right behind it, and the autumn leaves are starting to peak, and it's pretty. You want to get down here in southern New England about next week. Come on down and we'll show you some real autumn leaves. So the camera person's saying that I always say stuff about acorns, and it's true, because acorns are, because of the chestnut blight. Chestnuts used to be all over the place and feed all kinds of things. Acorns are now very important, much more than they probably were in the past. And this year it looks like the deer are going to have a pretty good supply of acorns. You can eat them, float them. The ones that float are no good. The ones that sink are good. Throw the ones that are floating out. Boil them, take them out of the shells, boil them, crush them, boil them, crush them, boil them, crush them, till the water runs absolutely clear. You have no tannic acid. You can dry that, you can roast it, you can make flour out of it. It's awesome, highly nutritious, survival food. Just have to get rid of the tannic acid by repeatedly boiling. So this is my favorite kind of water, the tannic water. You see all the trees and all the organic matters, highly tannic. That's what's causing that tea and coffee stain color. That's an indicator of a lot of life. And this is what the small ponds of Maine look like in Washington County, Lubec. What's up, Lubec? All looks like this, so it reminds me of home, and that's why I like it. But that being said, that is nutrient dense. The biodiversity's off the charts, and it's absolutely beautiful. We're moving on. And the dog's gonna have to go in the water. We'll hose him off when you get back home, and the camera person will probably hose me off too. Me and the dog will get a flea and tick treatment. How's that? So you know we're not going to just stay on this big wide trail, right? Now we're starting to get off trail. Most people want to go that way towards the pond. We found this little side trail to start getting off trail. Oh yeah. A lot of acorns. There's just this mist of all the pollen and life just creating this hazy cloud. It's pollen from these trees. Usually neglect this trail. I really, it's actually the first time I've hiked it. Moss everywhere. For you moss lovers, I'm a moss lover. Everywhere. To our right here, this right here is wetland. Water right there. I mean, you know what time it is, right? This is where we whack a tree. And I gotta tell you, it's the most therapeutic thing there is. And then you howl in the woods and come with CCIS and I'll put your therapist out of business. And then your therapist will be jealous and want to go squatching with you. But we're gonna do something. Let's get real. I think today just two. That's it, just two. Intervals. Well, that certainly stirred things up. I see something over here. Did you hear that?
over by me.
That's just natural. I've been noticing it's too low and there's no twist. And it looks just like it just, look at all the, they just fell over like the other one. Okay, so you want to really check your stuff. Like we did the call tap and then we got a tap over here. And what it is these hemlock branches are just falling, cracking on each other. Pretty cool though. Okay, that direction, that was a straight up big ass howl. Big, look at this thing. We just found it. Look at this. Something's been chewing on pine nuts. Probably squirrels, but look at this thing. That's not natural. No way in hell that's natural. That's a solid 5 on the squatchometer. Right? That's a structure. Okay, so I know what people are going to say next. Hunters put that there. There's no hunting here. There she blows behind us. Yeah, let's look for some tracks. Now this is right up there. This is one of the, wait a minute, get in here, camera person. Look at this. Wow. And I could just see where this stick here was probably back there, and these ones were back there, so it's right there by that thing. And there's an X right there. All within 20 feet of each other. I mean, you get here's the X, right? And then you got that thing, and then that thing. You see here, I'm trying to leave tracks, and it's just sort of sponging back. What I do see is squirrels, and they're probably burying these abundance of acorns, and good for them, because that's how we get more oak trees. But wow, now we are on it today. All right, let's get out there. Boom. Here you go. That's cool. That's cool, and the X is cool. All right, so I know, always looking for hairs. What's that? Pine needles. Spider web. Oh. Here. Look at how this is woven in here. And this all comes and just weaves together, kind of like the bottom of a beaver dam. It's very structured and woven together, and it's been sitting here for a while for sure. Like I say, I think this piece was probably back up here. So this is all just interlaced, pretty strong. I don't want to mess with it. It's just incredible. Boom, solid 5. Sort of facing in the same direction and just look at this. Why? What? Hunting blind. There's no hunting here unless you're poaching, and you just never hear gunshots or even bow and arrow. Litchfield. People don't hunt here. Look at this, right near the other one. It's the same sort of thing. I'm telling you, today is incredible finds. Gotta get off trail. Look, it's facing away from the trail. You would never see it. We are learning what to look for, you know? What's fallen, what's kind of weird. If it's kind of weird, you want to go check it out. I'm gonna look for hairs and prints. Prints as we spoke. Definitely squirrels are using this. Again, we got piles of where they're eating the pine nuts. Alright, let me look for hairs. What's this? What is that? What is that? Pine needles. I could have swore I had a gray hair there. Oh, what's this? I think I see something. And then they're gonna say, don't touch it. Get some tweezers out. It's spider webs. Oh man. I don't think they're currently being used, but I think it's cool. I just don't know what to make. I do know what to make of it, but you know, it's inconclusive. But trees just don't fall like that. No. Something's going on here, and it's cool. So let's just look around. This is crazy. I don't see any deer droppings anywhere around here. No tracks, no nothing. This place is full of deer. So kind of like that other one right there, you know, they're woven together. They're strung together in such a way that they would stay. That's in the ground. That's put in the ground. Bottom and up. Yep. Okay. Well, that is a deer bone found by the camera person, and you could see it's already being chewed, right? They're already chewing away at it. But we're gonna go ahead and leave it because we have a bone. We have the buffalo skull. But look at that. Now that is fairly fresh because the animals, the porcupines and squirrels, are definitely going to eat that. But this is a hunting ground. That's moose. That's moose droppings. That's super fresh. That's what these tracks are. Yeah. Oh, I see it. Yeah, there's a big track here and here. I see other, like I said, so we're in. Okay, so that would explain all that over there. Right, this is just the other side of the trail. I don't know what direction they're traveling, but clearly there's moose and deer in here. It's big moose. Today is just off the charts awesome. And I hope we got that response, because it came right in this direction where this bone was, and the moose droppings that are just so fresh. I mean, he must have just walked by. We might have scared the shit out of him. Let's try something. Let's let the camera roll a little bit and walk away like we always do. Keep the camera on and see if we get a response. You know, as soon as we shut that camera off, some big old howl's gonna... So let's just say we don't know. I'll tell you what. After all these years of doing CCIS, I can tell you definitively there are big things out in the woods. There's some crazy small things, and not everything has been classified. So there it is. And we're just trying to look into that and add to the story. The same story that so many other amateur cryptozoologists are doing. And together we might piece this all together, figure out what the heck's going on. And one thing's for sure, people are going missing in the woods a lot. Every bit as dangerous out there as it is in deep water. Every bit, maybe more. Because nobody's made a movie about the forest equivalent to Jaws. People don't have the same fear of the woods that they have of the water. And so therefore your phobias aren't as deeply rooted. But I can tell you, you get back there and you get lost, you just can't find your way out, let's just say, you're alone, got a backpack like this, you better know what you're doing. This backpack better have some, you know, stuff other than Cliff Bars and vitamin water. You know, it's almost constantly looking into cryptozoology, and you think you know it all, and then you find out about these other things. And some of these things, the hide behind trees, and that's more of an Appalachian Midwestern thing. I believe, I could be wrong. It could be Northwest. Anyhow, they hide behind logs. And they seem to be in a deep forest where there's a lot of logging activity. And that's where something like that would be, like checking you out. Like, what the hell are you doing to my habitat? We're messing things up out here. We're messing things up for sure. I wanted to go to this field. I've been drawn to this field, and we're just not going to go in there today because it's just too overgrown. So he picked this, and wow, I'm so glad we did. You hear that? That's construction. But that kind of sound is pounding into this deep forest, right? And that's traveling at bang, and they're gonna respond, whatever it is. So I asked the camera person to pay attention to this right on the path, and it's a, you know, it's a small bird feather, And they asked why, and I said, well, I want you to film this because this is just reading your forest, reading what's around you, you know, getting a sense, listening, looking, smelling, looking up, looking down. Are there more feathers? What happened here? Are there predators? Did this just fall off a bird? Is it nothing? It's just a random feather on the trail. But whatever, pay attention. Go. This trail is about a quarter mile up from the last trail we took off the side. As we're approaching this way towards the ponds, we got evidence. You'll see, we got evidence. This trail is a little further up and parallels it. Let's go in here. Besides, I'm being told to go in here. And I'm not the boss of this show, okay? Just so anyone knows. My whole time, I'm getting yelled at. Just, yeah, that's what happens. Do you think it's fun for me? But I get in trouble a lot, don't I, camera person? Yeah, like every episode. Come on. All right, so I'm walking this way. I'll keep, okay? What we're looking out for and what we're seeing is that these forest structures, okay, are leaning up against the trees in a sort of a triangle and against your view. So you have to sort of look for, you know, that, and then go walk in the tick-infested woods. That's what we do. And then you go home and you check yourself thoroughly. All right, so and the camera person will do it. As we're walking, your tendency is to look at the trail, right? You really want to pan off, let's say. Let me coach it. I'm just sort of doing this, you know, and I'm doing that. And I'm just looking about 25, maybe 50 feet in, and you just look for some odd geometry. And that's what you want to find, odd geometry. And then go check it out. 90% of the time, it's just fallen trees. Some people are going to say, dude, it's 100% of the time. Well, I don't care. That's fine with me. I'm crazy. Go ahead and say it. But you look at the stuff we found. Some of it's huge, and some of it's crazy small. And why? We are not far from where, and I'm going to go ahead and call those things, those little ones. Camera person reminded me. Camera person's an awesome cryptozoologist. That those are called teepee structures. And we're just not seeing any here like they were over there where the moose droppings were. So here's some more advice on how to find. I'm going to go ahead and say forest structures, okay, leaning against trees. We don't find them in this, where all these saplings are coming in. I do go in there, but we don't find them. Where we do find them, and look at this, it's on this side, but then you have the openings, the clearings, the old growth here, the pines, on this side leaning against the trees, and that's where we find them. And you know what? Hey! Areas like this, let's say you're a deer or a moose, and you get wandering into the middle of this, and some upright hominid left over from the Ice Age is doing a hide behind, and it sees you, and say you get within 50 feet and that thing decides to start chasing you, I'm sorry, deer or moose, it's game over. And again, if you think they're living on berries and roots, like some of my friends, I did for 25 years. I was a vegetarian. If you think they're doing that, I can tell you they're not. Okay. So I'm about to have some nice marinated charcoal grilled chicken when I get home. So 25 years of vegetarianism, I paid my dues, baby. I'm done. It's okay. Yeah, I'm hiding behind something. I got you. So look at these. You got a clear run here. There's nothing to stop you. I came in here looking for teepee structures. The only thing I'm seeing is some dark mass over there. Probably natural. Yeah. Both of us are agreeing that's natural. Well, I'm going to go check it out. So the reason he's not drinking right now. See, he's just doing that for the camera. Because he's had about 2 bowls of that. So this is just water in here. We give him water. We take care of him out here. So as you can see, we just hiked a little ways back there towards the river. On the wetlands, you had it much more open. Now we're headed towards this swampy area, and it's a pond back there. And there's a real nice loop boardwalk. But the terrain has totally changed, and you could just see fallen trees, natural fallen trees everywhere. But I just want to know what people think of those teepee-like structures that we found. I welcome your commentary. I want to know what you think. At the very least, it's cool and it's fun to find them, that's for sure. There's a big, big bird in the tree up there. I'm gonna walk that way. Again, there's wetlands in there, so that's some kind of raptor, hawk, or eagle or something cool. In fact, I'm sorry. In fact, I'm just gonna leave that raptor alone. What do you think? And so we're gonna wrap it up. So thank you, everybody. We welcome CCIS, welcomes your commentary. We want to know, we're here, White Memorial. We want to know what you think about the teepee structures, those about this tall, okay? That's it, we had a great time. Remember, it's about getting out there. That's where you walk this way. Okay, CCIS viewers, I'm telling you, I have never in my life seen anything like this. Is all tracks. Some of them are really strange on the outer periphery here, right? And they're all over on this side. I mean, look at this. Everywhere you look, we're gonna have to step on a couple. Look at this. All right, I'm gonna go look at this. It's crazy. And then again over here. Look at all this. This is all deer. Walking, probably looking for water. There's a little bit right there. So we're in this muddy, I came in here specifically, I didn't want to come in, camera person didn't want to come in for sure. I had to say, you got to come see this. And they're on this dry riverbed. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of deer and all sorts of, I saw turkey tracks and stuff I can't identify, but not far from those structures. This is crazy. Let me know. I'm not a hunter, but let me know if this is unusual, people. Buck fever. Let me know what you think about this buck fever. I heard from him today. He gave me a good spot. We're going to follow up on that. So we get, we read some of the comments and people say, oh, it's just White Memorial. And I say, well, that's where we go to places like this because this is where we're getting the evidence. We go deep in the woods, and that's a whole different thing. But this White Memorial is a great place for any kind of juvenile wildlife, okay, bears and whatnot, simply because, and I say it all the time, there's no hunting. And so we're in a semi-rural area. Litchfield and Torrington aren't far away. And you would think, oh, well, it's too close to that urban setting and rural setting. Well, it's not, because there's a lot of farms there, and I see more bears in Torrington than I see out here. I see them all the time in Torrington, and that's I'm gonna just that's city, and there they are. So there's obviously food sources there for them, and you see here, you just saw the tracks. They're all over the place. Oh, and this guy. I was going to show you this track. But he's cooling off in the mud, and I don't blame him. We'll hose him down. But thank you, everybody. Again, we had a great time with you. This is a full-blown investigation. White Memorial, getting a 5 on the Squatchometer. These places are not too hard to find, and they're just right off the main trail.